Okay, so hopefully you guys are gonna find me again. There's nobody on here yet. Oh, that's just wonderful. And I'm pretty sure I have my phone in the like upside down from what I normally do, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine because we are horizontal and that's all that matters. Okay, so if you are just joining, I started my live and YouTube changed the settings for how you do lives. And so that was just terrible. Oh, look, you guys are all finding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, bless your hearts. I'm so glad. Oh, and now you can't even see. It says one person is watching. So that had me a little nervous. But y'all are finding me. Thank you. If you could give me the thumbs up with given all of today's goings-ons, that would really help because YouTube really likes it when you like my videos. And yes, Barb to the rescue. She is a gem. But what's interesting, so Kayla was on here. She said that hers was like mine, but Kelly said hers was like the old way. So I don't know if maybe it's the app getting updated or what. It's so annoying when this stuff changes, but they don't tell you. I suppose they might tell you some obscure, weird place if you follow that. But so anyway, oh my gosh. Ah, Patricia, thank you. Bless your heart. But I am so glad that you guys are here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I saw some sweet comments about my mom. I appreciate it. As I think some of you know, I have a really complicated relationship with my mom. So she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's a couple weeks ago. And so now all that kinds of things are trying to happen, and it's a thing that we're working on. So hopefully she's already started some medication, so hopefully that will help. I would say I'm not surprised, but it's just one of those things that kind of I wasn't really expecting, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's such a bummer because that's just not, I don't know about you guys, but that's like one of my big fears is to be in a situation like that as I grow older. And of course now, ever since this happened, every time I think of anything or I forget anything, I'm like, what's going on? So anyway, I do have a sister. Yes. She and I are actually quite close. It's just the two of us. And, and that's part of the complicated relationship with my mom. So it's a long story, but anyway, so I, probably need to see her soon. I haven't seen her in a while, because she lives about 9 hours from me, and she wants to come down here, but should they be driving down here because it's such a long trip? And I would love for my kids to see her, but wrangling them is like wrangling cats, and oh, it's just a lot. So anyway, and then well, anyway, you don't need to hear my whole life story, but that's going on. I was saying before that my staycation turned into fakecation, meaning I didn't really get vacation. I pretty much worked every single day, but 2 days, the fourth, and the day I went to get my hair done. And I did that. So, okay, this is funny. I go get my hair done where we used to live, which is 2 hours from here, which is not very convenient, obviously. And I've wanted to get my hair done since about April, but with all of Carl's stuff and Ella's stuff, and life stuff, I just couldn't get away. So I just decided to make my appointment, and I went, which was lovely. And of course I got to spend the whole day there. I met with some friends that I was able to connect with. I didn't get to see everybody I wanted to, but that's just kind of how it goes. So anyway, it was so great, but that's why I got the vacation day, because I left my house. But on Saturday, I did get to do some painting. And if you are Facebook friends with me, I posted a picture of one of the things I painted, and I will show you. Of course, as I'm sure you might have heard, I have a watercolor course going on right now, and I love to watercolor. So, of course, that's one of my favorite little activities to do. And so I was watercoloring this weekend, and I was painting some things that just made my heart happy. And I will show you a few of them because I was really quite proud of my little self. And someone commented, that's a framer. And I was like, I know it is. I can't wait to frame it. So at any rate, so that was going on. I'll show you. So this, let's see. It's funny because when I go back and look at it, I'm like, okay, those aren't so bad. Okay, so I'm going to show you the progression because I think it'll make you giggle a little bit. So this was my first attempt at the flower, which I'm sure someone's going to say it's pretty, but not so hot. Okay, so then here's my second one. Better, but not so hot. And then here, I don't think this was the next one, but this was the next one I'm going to show you. This is the one I shared on Facebook, the picture of me, which was like so cool, right? That one made my heart very happy. Then let's see, these are just some practices, practice. Then I did this one, which I also thought was pretty awesome. Okay. And then I did this one, which I really like this flower and I really like this flower, but I think this flower looks ridiculous. Don't you love how I'm like critiquing my own work, which I probably have told other people not to? Well, it just is what it is. And then I did some more practice ones. I did, this is funny. I did this one right here, except it's kind of oriented weird on my paper. And I liked it, but I was like, it's weird. And then I did this, I turned my paper and then I did this one. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. So this is a newer technique to me that I'm trying to learn, where you use water, a lot more water than I'm used to using in my paintings. So anyway, and then and someone said I'm using my white. If you mean white paint, no, I'm not. I am doing, this is with water, not, there's no white paint in any of these. So anyway, now I know I'm being hard on myself, but it's a progression. Like I'm learning. So it's taking some time. There's some more, but I'm not going to show you those. But the lesson in there is to keep practicing and keep playing. So anyway, I just was so excited. I had to share that because I was so proud of kind of learning new things. So I'm super excited. And yes, I'm so going to incorporate that into our watercolor lessons for Watercolor Happy. If you are participating, if you're not participating, I could just say you should. It is not too late to get involved with Watercolor Happy. We've only just begun and we've been having a really good time. So, okay, I'm gonna, Sherry asked what I'm using for watercoloring, ink pads, and the answer is no, I'm using watercolor paint. Wendy asked if I had any more watercolor boxes left. Yes, and they're shipping this week. So if you do want one, now is the time to register. Oh my gosh, Patricia, you got stung by a wasp near your eye. Ah, that sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. I hope that goes away soon. And sorry about my thumb. I'm scrolling to see the comments. Yeah, so you can get registered. I'm pretty, well, we'll see, but I'm pretty sure the link is in the description of this video. Of course, the old description was accurate and this new description might have some mistakes in it, but it is what it is. We'll get there. So anyway, having said all of that, I just love watercolors. They just make my heart happy. And I think you can ask, because there's people here who are in it. It is, Patricia, thank you for saying that. It is really it's a passion project of mine. If you can't tell, I'm passionate about watercolors. So you're going to get a lot of value for this. It's a little different than the classes I've done before where everything is on a website, and so you can come back and access it as often as you'd like. And we are posting new videos each week, and they are really, I would say, in-depth videos, meaning they're not just like little teeny basics. They're pretty good explanations of things, and why you do the things the way you do them, and why I do the way, blah, you know what I'm saying. They're pretty awesome. I'm just gonna say I'm proud of it. So anyway, I highly encourage you to join us if you haven't, and if you've never tried watercolor. Oh, it's just so fun. It just makes me happy. I've tried doing all kinds of crafting over the years, as I'm sure you know. I'm an avid knitter as well, but watercoloring, I think what I love about it is you can do it with a pretty minimal amount of supplies, and it doesn't take a ton of space, and you can really just play and have fun, and there's a lot of things that you don't even have to think about. I'm really excited for this upcoming week's lessons too, because it will be a lot of playtime, which would be a lot of fun. So anyway, I would encourage you to join us if you haven't. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it for now. So today we're going to make some fun projects. With all of this hubbub, my desk is kind of a mess. Oh, did I show you this one? I have one more. I had a little one. One more. So I was kind of proud of that one too. Again, water, not white paint. Okay, sorry. All right. Also, I used almost a pad of paper working on these. And it's not the good paper, so I gotta try them on the good paper. If you're in class, you'll know what that means. All right. So I have a bundle to give away today. We had a card challenge during the month of June that I have all the entries here on tickets, and so we'll do our drawing here in just a moment. And then I have some cards from my mailbox that I'm going to share with you, and then of course we're going to get Stampy. The good news is that I have die cut a lot of the pieces I needed to die cut for our projects, so they should actually stamp relatively quickly, which is awesome since I've been yip yapping and we're in a whole new live. So anyway, thank you, by the way, all for being here. And again, if you could give me the thumbs up, that just helps so much. All right, so let's see. I think I'm gonna flip my camera, but try not to judge what you might see here at first. Because it's kind of a mess right now. I gotta get my friend's mug, but here, I'm gonna flip my camera. Anyway, a big happy heart goes out to all of you who joined me today, since the live link got messed up. And if you come in late, I'll repost the link, and because we have a new link now, and all the things. All right, so I'll be there in just a minute. And I wonder, Sherry Pyre, because I know you're on here and you're pretty awesome, if there's any way you could comment on the old live the link to this live, that would rock my world. There you go. If you can't, but that's fine, don't worry. All right. Or Kayla, because I know you can, you know how to do that too. That would really rock my world. I was going to say rock me. That might mean something else, but anyway. All right. I'm going to quick flip my camera. I feel like there's all kinds of stories that I needed to tell you that I haven't told you that have happened in the last 2 weeks during vacation, but maybe I'll sprinkle them in as we're stamping. All right, I've got some fun cards to share with you, and then, okay, I flipped the camera, Dana, goodness. Right. Oops, sorry about the up the nose. There we go. I have just enough space cleaned off on my area that it looks clean. That is why you should never trust social media, because my desk is a gigantic mess outside of this little area. But it is not It is not as clean as what my little screen shows right now. So anyway, all right. So I've got my mug and I've got my coupons, as my assistant calls them. So we had a bunch of people participate in the challenge. I'm pretty sure there were some not US people in here. And if you do win this, if I draw your name, you will get something from my PDF store. But thank you to everybody who joined in the challenge. So we had Susan Reed, we had Margaret Burkett, we had Patricia F, we had, I should know who that is, Amy Bryant, we had Brenda Santillan, we had Sherry Pyre, we had Christine Blackburn, we had Cynthia Otto, we had Eileen Byrne, we had Sonia De Silva, we had Anna Rebedow, I think is how you say your name, Anna. We had Barbara Shepard, we had Joy Pittman, we had Jill Pace, we had Melanie Foy, we had Linda Miller, Natalie Jonathas, Martha Weichmeyer, maybe? We had Jean Maxwell, we had Dee Dee Tibke, Sharon Volmer, Heather Osborne, Deborah Norris, Linda Coster maybe, Cynthia Gavin, and Stacy Hagapan. So I've got all those names in here. Let us pick a name. Cynthia Otto. Cynthia, you are our winner. And I have a few different bundles. So I feel like I have your email, but if not, if you're watching, you can email me. Congratulations, you are the winner of a bundle, and I'll give you what the choices are. So you can pick whichever works best for you, or maybe one that you don't have. So congrats, Cynthia. And for everybody else, we are going to have a new challenge. Our first card is for our July challenge, so make sure and join us on that. Okay, so Watercolor Happy is coming each week to us. You can get involved whenever you'd like. The next round of boxes shipped this week, so if you want one, definitely get registered. I have, let's see here. I've got a few things. We've got a new online class with the new Changing Leaves bundle. This is a brand new bundle that just came out last week for our new set of online exclusives. It is a glorious bundle, if I can just say. There is an embossing folder. It's a hybrid embossing folder with these dies, and then this is going to cut out the embossing. So this die lines up with this. You can kind of see this is just part of it like that, and it will cut and emboss, which is pretty awesome. And then of course there's some stamps. It's a really, really, really wonderful bundle, and the class is really, really, really wonderful. Because I know people will ask, first off, I would argue this is not necessarily a fall card class. I think we have one fall card in here, but the rest of the cards are all occasion, all season cards, and they're really wonderful, really unique, fabulous color combinations. So it's going to be a great class. There's also some other online exclusives. I had some flyers, but I think I forgot to bring them over to my desk. But let me just show you some of my favorites. One of them is the gold and green kind of collection. And there's two bundles. There's the Golden Greenery and the Greetings of the Season bundle. And these are really wonderful. They come with, this set comes with kind of like the images, and then this set comes with the words. And then there's actually another stamp set that will work with all of this, which is Everyday Greetings, which I think is pretty cool. So there's like all occasion type greetings here. There are seasons, as in the holiday season greetings here. And then there's the imagery here. There's, of course, dies that coordinate with all this. I haven't even had a chance to play with mine yet, but oh, they look lovely. And then the real winner are these dies. I, like, again, haven't even played with them yet, but they look amazing. And what I love about these tags is that they are going to be so great for the holidays, but beyond. So I really love that they made a stamp set that is going to coordinate and kind of keep working with those things. There's also some gorgeous DSP and some accessories that coordinate with that. We've got a potions and spells bundle, which is really fun for the Halloween season coming upon us sooner than later. There is another, ooh, did I not order it? There's another Halloween set. I thought I got it. I don't think I have it. Well, there is one more besides this. There's another cute little line art Halloween set, which I thought I had, but I apparently don't. And then there's the Scenic Pumpkin Patch, which looks really fun. Then there's another collection of goodies. There's some designer series paper and embellishments and ribbon that coordinate with this called Iconic Imagery. And once again, there are some label-y type images and then dies that cut out, the different shapes in here. And lots of fun sentiments in there. There's a nice, I would call it a masculine set called Greatest Adventure. And it's just a train with some different sentiments that coordinate with it, which I think is really a great set. Okay. We've got the Frosted Forest bundle. And this one is a really great one because there are dies as well as decorative masks that go with this one. I don't have I don't think the decorative masks fit in the case. That's why I don't have them in here. But this set looks to be pretty awesome. Again, this you could use for many different seasons. So I think it's going to be a really nice one to play with. And the cool thing is the masks are coordinate with, I think 2 or 3 sets of trees. So that's pretty cool. Then I really like this one, Sophisticated Sled. It's gorgeous and will be wonderful to use throughout the holiday season coming up. And it just is amazing. It was designed really nicely too. So there you have it. That's what I got. I guess I forgot the Halloween one. So I'll have to order that. But anyway, you can order online exclusives. And what's really awesome is that right now, during the month of July, you can earn a $5 bonus day coupon for every $50 you spend. So if, say, you spend $100, you get 2 coupons and so on and so forth. And that's all month long, all July. And then in August, you can redeem them, which is really cool. So we have this online class though, which is really awesome. And look at this cool gold. This is called Mercury Gold Vellum. And it's one of the new items, which is going to be just super cool. I actually love it. And so another thing is, I have a new ordering special. So if you spend $35, you can get a free pre-cut cardstock kit with your projects this week. If you spend $50, you'll get the pre-cut cardstock plus the all-star tutorial PDF. And if you spend $75, you'll get an embellishment to go with your kit. So I've got a new host code for July. It was in this video. I don't know if it still is, but if it's not, it will be. And that Full of Life all-star tutorial is awesome. I mean, awesome is the only way to describe it. First of all, this is my favorite suite in the new catalog, and the projects in our all-star tutorial are really fantastic. I would also say if you like the DSP in this, the watercolor class that I have is going to show you how to do this. Paper, you can make your own. Just saying. And then for our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box, if you register in July, you will get the August box, and it will feature the Spotlight on Nature bundle. So there you have it. That's all my announcements. Okay. A few cards to share with you. Look at this cute one. Speaking of Full of Life, here is a really cute card. This one was so sweet from Carla. It is a belated birthday, and I love this. Oh, Carla, I'm sure you know that I love this card. It's my favorite bundle, my favorite color. What else could you ask for? Here is another beautiful card, also with my favorite colors. This one is from Cynthia, who is just the best, and thank you for all of the little goodies you sent in that envelope. Cindy, you are just so sweet. Another cute card from Mary, who's on my team. She is just the best, and thanks for the sweet card, Mary. I appreciate it. Here is a cute thank you card. Oh, this was a funny one. I'm like, oh, it's not opening right. Yep, that's in here. Thank you, Debbie. She goes, obviously poor quality control, but good for a laugh. And I did totally giggle when I opened this. So thank you so much. And thanks for the card. I appreciate it, Debbie. Another super sweet card. Oh, I loved that bundle. This one is from Donna, who's just the best. Thank you for this, Donna. I appreciate it. Another cutie patootie. Isn't this sweet? Shopping is always a good idea. I couldn't agree more. And this was from Noreen. And thank you so much, Noreen, for your sweet treats. I appreciate that. This is another super cute card. Watercolored. Love it. This one is from Chrissy. So thank you so much for the birthday card. And I love the stamping and coloring. Speaking of Spotlight on Nature, look at that beauty. This is with that Spotlight on Nature bundle. And this is from Alora, who's just the sweetest. Thank you. I really appreciate your card, Alora. Another beautiful card. This one with the, it starts with a P, Painted Lavender. There you go. Also from Donna. So sweet. So thank you so much for your thank you card, Donna. You're the best. Another cute one. I love this. It's so simple, but it's so awesome. I think we need more of this in our life. This is from Jo, who's just the sweetest. She and I are almost birthday twins. She was 52, and I love it. We look damn good for 50. Thank you, Jo. I agree. We do. Here's another super cute card. This one features, oh gosh, this was some paper we had a couple years ago. That was so cool. I really liked seeing this, by the way, from Cindy, who's on my team. She's just the best. Thank you, Cindy. You are so sweet. Another beauty. I love this. This is an embossed resist technique, and it's very cute. This one is from Katie, who's on my team, and she's just the best. Thank you so much. She is so cute. I love it. And I already ate the consumables. She is so sweet. So thank you so much for thinking of me, Katie. And one last card. Oh, it's stuck. No, I ripped it a little. You can't hardly tell. So this is a really sweet card from Sherry on my team. She's so sweet. Thank you, Sherry. Cute, cute, cute. All right. I'm so grateful when you guys send me cards. It just makes my heart so happy to receive such fun things in the mail. So thank you for thinking of me. I'm so grateful. All right, let's get these online exclusives back on my shelf and out of the way. We have some stamping to do today. All right, so our first card is a fun fold, and it's our card challenge for the month of July. And it will get posted officially tomorrow in our Facebook group. But for today, you can watch along. And then I challenge you to create a card using this, this layout, and then share it in our group, in my Stamping with the Creativity Cave Facebook group. And I will post a link. So we're going to start with a half a sheet of cardstock. As you can see, I already die cut this circle out of it. This is from the Everyday Details dies. So I die cut the circle out of this card, and we are going to stamp on that circle, which we'll put in here eventually. And we're going to do a little stamping on this as well as on this. Now this is an 8-inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to fold that in half, give it a good burnish with the bone folder. And then this is actually going to go right here in our card like this. And this is going to get closed up, and then this is going to get put right here. Okay, so then when you open it, it'll open like that, and then like that. So it's like a trifold, a funky trifold. Okay, so let's do some stamping. All right, I'm going to start with my half sheet here. And let's get a clean piece of grid paper so that you can see what I'm doing, because that last piece was kind of messy. And I'm going to use kind of a fun little color combo here. it is, let's arrange it a little better so we can see the colors. And we're almost done. There, okay. Petal Pink, Peach Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, Summer Splash, and Night of Navy. This, I started with just this, but then when I added the Night of Navy, it kind of took it to the next level, if you know what I mean. So I really love these colors. And I'm going to start with like a scrap of cardstock, which I kind of have here. And let's bring this in. I also am using the Textured Floral bundle. Now this is a bundle that I haven't given enough love to. I love this stamp set. It was new a year ago when it came out. I loved it. And I really wanted to do a class on it, but then you know how it is where things just don't quite fall right, and I never got to do it. So I was like thinking of what I wanted to work with this week, and this is the set that kind of popped into my head that it kind of kept coming back to. I should use that. I thought about using some online exclusives, but I'm like, no, I'm not there yet. I'm not emotionally there yet. So here we go. I'm going to use my piercing mat for stamping these images, just to make sure they stamp really nicely. So I'm going to start with a couple of things. I am going to start by stamping on this, oh goodness, where'd my card go? Here we are. On this piece. And maybe what I'll do is take and just put a piece over here. All right, so I've got this really interesting image. I find it works best to start with the stems on this one. So I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and I'm going to stamp some stems right here. They're going to kind of go off the edge a little bit. And then also right here. Okay. And then I'm going to take some Lemon Lime Twist and we're going to fill this. Oh, actually, not. I'm going to stamp this first. Sorry. I'm going to take my Summer Splash, which, as you know, is practically the color that lets us know God loves us. It's just one shade brighter, I'd say. I'm going to run my spoon over this ink pad because it's still pretty juicy. It's a new ink pad, obviously, and I want to make sure it's not too juicy when I ink up this kind of detailed stamp. And then I'm going to hover over this so I can kind of fit these in between here. I did all right. We'll stamp that again and do this once more over here. I'm just trying to kind of move this around until it sort of fits like that. And I didn't really do it again there either. If I could sit up so I could stick my butt out, this would work better. I'm just saying. Okay, so I love that. Then I'm going to take my lighter green, my Lemon Lime Twist, and stamp a couple of these leafy guys right here. And we'll just stamp those right there. And they just kind of cover up that section, okay? Ooh, so pretty. Okay, I also want to add some Night of Navy, and this is where I kind of took my old card and was like, yeah, that's all right. And then when I added these speckles, I was like, oh, okay. So this is the little speckly stamp, and I'm just going to add that in a couple of spots on here, like so. And maybe I'll stick some right there and a little bit right there. Love it. Okay. Then we're going to take, and we've got our little circle that's going to, line right back up in here. So I'm going to take and ink that up with Night of Navy. And we'll stamp that right in the center like that. Now, here's the blessing, is if you don't have this totally straight, it's on a circle, so just turn it till it's good again. Okay, so we'll keep that separate here for just a minute. And this looks wonderful, but I need a pop of color right here. So I need a couple of littler flowers to kind of pop up on here, and that's where my Petal Pink and Peach Pie come in. I'm actually going to throw one other color in here, but that's just for the little itty bitty center. Okay, so I'm going to take this stamp, and that is what I'm going to stamp on my scrap paper over here. I'm also going to stamp a bigger leafy section. Oh, I gotta clean this though. And then somebody I asked, I want to say it was Wilma, but I'm not positive. Somebody asked before we were live in our other section if I would explain the Memento Black, and I will. Okay, so I'm going to take and ink this up in two colors, the first of which is Petal Pink, and then the second of which is Peach Pie. Okay, so I've got two flowers, and these are going to add a lovely little contrast. Then I'm going to take this leafy green image, and I'm going to ink that up in some Granny Apple Green. And then the last thing I need to do is add the little centers to this, which I'm going to take some Peach Pie ink and put it in the center of my Petal Pink. And then I'm going to take some Pumpkin Pie and put it, of course, naturally, you would put Pumpkin Pie in the center of Peach Pie, right? So I just wanted a shade darker for the center, right? Okay, so I'm going to take and die cut all those out like I've done right here. Okay, so those are all die cut. So now let's take and put the outside of our card together. Let me get rid of some of these ink pads because I kind of have even too many open for me right now. Okay, I just closed a couple. I don't want to get too hasty here. All right, so let's bring this back in. I'm going to take this little piece, and first of all, I got to curl this stuff. I mean, that's just how I roll. And then we're going to put that on here like so. So it's kind of right up against this piece. Now we're going to put this piece in here. It's going to fit right about there. But I'm not quite ready to stick it into my card yet. But what I want to do is I'm actually going to take the die for this. What did I do with it? Here we go. I'm going to take the die and use this as a guide. So I'm kind of putting the die back here. I'm just sort of getting it, it's kind of locked into where it's die cut. And then I'm going to trace the center, and I'll show you why I'm doing that in a second. But there we go. So I'll cover this line up once I glue this back in. But this gives me the guide for doing a little stamping on the inside of my card. I also see that I got some ink, as I so often do. So let's see if we can kind of get rid of that. I'm using my Mono Sand Eraser to just try and erase this ink. What it does is it actually lifts off the fibers of your cardstock to either kind of reduce the look of that or remove it completely. Now you can get a little crazy, but just light work does the trick. Okay, now it's mostly gone. All right, I could also put some more speckles over here because that takes care of things pretty good. All right, let's take and adhere these flowers before I lose them. And I just want to kind of position them in, but I also want to make sure I don't cover up my words. And I did a pretty good job of stamping them. So I'm going to pop one up, and then I'm going to glue dot the other. And I'm going to put that glue dot kind of low on here so that it doesn't stick to the part that, so it doesn't stick right back there. My card will open is my point. And then I'll repeat that with a dimensional that I'm going to stick kind of right there. And then I'll put this over the top like that. Okay, so now I've got these two beautiful flowers on the front of my card. And then let's open it up. Okay, so now we'll have this piece right here, but we're not going to glue it because we want to stamp this first. Okay, so let's get our stamps back out. And we're going to add some more of those kind of branchy deals. That is my official stamping term for what these are. Okay, so again, this is going to be on the inside of my card. So I'm just going to have them kind of coming out of that, let's get rid of this. Coming out of that circle or behind my sentiment, because again, that'll be right here. So we'll take and do some more of these. Ooh, getting better at stamping these. Good job, Dina. You know, you got to give yourself little affirmations as you go. Right? Ooh. Sometimes I wonder, though. Let's see. I'm getting it all wrong. Why is this not working? Well, I got it on here pretty good, didn't I? Okay, I got to line that first one up. Boom. Not very good, but you're a good stamper, Dina. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to then take one of my other stamped images. I'm going to take this one and stamp that in some petal pink. And I love this image. It's really pretty, very detailed. And we'll just kind of sneak this in and around to sort of cover this up like so. So some of these will be partially covered and whatnot. And then we're going to get that Night of Navy back out and add that. Where did my speckles go? Ah, right here. Okay, so we'll sprinkle in some Night of Navy to kind of fill in some of these areas like so. And that looks pretty good. All right, I'm feeling good about that. All right, so the last thing I want to do is maybe put just a couple little flowers on the inside of this. So I feel like this other flower can make another appearance. And let's see here. There we go. I should have done petal pink first, but that's all right. There we go. And then I'm going to take this lemon lime twist and just throw a little on the edges to fill that in. Oh, love it. Okay. Oh, but I also need my centers. I mean, obviously. So we'll put one right there. And then we'll quick yank out our pumpkin pie once again. Sorry, I have my phone in all of the commotion from the beginning. My phone is mounted really high, so I can't see your comments. And because I started my live over again, I can't find the link and oh. Okay, but there's the inside, so I will, let me see if I can tip my phone just a little bit. That'll let me see the comments. Ooh, I don't see any comments. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good. How often do I add re-inker to my pads? It really depends on the color. It is, it's just, it just is, depends on what how often you use them. To give you an example, you can see this pad, this is Lemon Lime Twist, and it's getting closer to needing to be re-inked. Can you see it's a little lighter in the center area versus this ink pad, which is a little bit more evenly colored? I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I know what I needed to tell you. I got new glasses, and oh my gosh, you guys, the struggle is real. They are a different prescription. I have progressives. And oh my gosh, I don't even know where to look. And I also have a headache from them. I just got them today. They're a little stronger, but it's like everything is in a different place that I'm supposed to look. I'm sure some of you can relate to this, right? Oh, all right. Let's put all this together. So we've got this beautiful inside, and I just think this set is so beautiful. Now, of course, if you would like to get a kit for this one, you can get it with a $35 purchase from my online store. You don't have to have this bundle. to make these cards. You can substitute something else, but if you do like this one, I sure do. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got that spot right here, and we're going to stick that sentiment right in. So I'm just going to put some adhesive in here, and then I'm going to line it up with my circle to make sure both my sentiment is straight, and then this fits just like a puzzle right in the middle here. Okay. Oh, so gorgeous. Look at how fun that is. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so let's take and embellish just a little. I've got these, I think I'm going to use these adhesive backed dots for days. And, oh yes, and where's my dotter lifter? Okay, so I'm going to take and put a few dots on here. These are the pool party ones. And, oh, they just add such a nice little extra touch in here. So pretty. And then that's how our card opens. Isn't that gorgeous? So you can use this fold to make your own version of card. You don't have to use this exact circle. You can use whatever you want. Just have fun. We love seeing your different interpretations of this. You can do squares. You can do any shape, a label. It doesn't have to be this, but we're just going for this kind of trifold card. All right, so there you go. There's our first card. Now our second card is just one of my faves. Oh, I love this. Okay. So I'm going to start with a half a sheet of black cardstock. Actually, let's be honest. We need to close these ink pads before something bad happens. I think we can all agree on that. But I did pretty good for the number of ink pads I just used. All right, so we're going to do our next card. We're going to start with a half sheet of black cardstock. And, oh, in our third card, we need to do a little voting, so I'll need your help. So be prepared. Okay, one of my favorite color combinations, you've probably seen me use it a few times before, is black, vanilla, and crushed curry. So we're going to do a black and vanilla and crushed curry. Oh, and crumb cake, sorry. And it was like, there's another C word in there. Crumb cake. So I took and embossed this. I want to say this is like Granny's crochet quilt or something. That's the name of this embossing folder. It's really cool. I love the texture of it. And I embossed that on a panel of crumb cake cardstock, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and I'm sticking it on a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of crushed curry. Okay, so we're gonna take that and attach it to our card. I'm popping it up. I love to pop stuff up. I think we should pop this up, so there you go. All right, then I'm going to take and I've got this 3 by 3 inch piece of black cardstock. We're going to take and do the faux suede technique. And faux suede is where you run your embossing folder. What am I talking about? Your bone folder. Not embossing folder, but rather a bone folder. You run it all over your piece of cardstock, frontwards, backwards, all different directions. And then what happens, and you've seen me do this before because I've done this many times. If you've been watching me at all, if you're new, oh, this is my favorite technique. You take and the layers of your cardstock literally start to separate. You can see that's happening right here. I'm going to hold mine together for the time being because I'm going to cut these. So this was a 3 by 3 inch piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to cut it into 1 by 3 sections. Okay. And the reason I'm cutting it now is it's a lot easier to cut this before you pull them apart, because then you literally are having half the thickness of your cardstock layers left, if that makes sense. So it's kind of fragile, for lack of a better description. And we're just going to pull these apart. Now we really only need 3 of these, I think, but maybe we'll use 4, I don't know. But you'll end up with 6. Now the nice thing is if you don't pull these apart, or you don't do the bone folder enough, then they might not pull apart evenly like this did. If that's the case, just run your bone folder over this more, and then it'll break those fibers down enough. Okay, so what I wanted to do with this is put these cool little textured pieces onto my card like so. Like I said, my plan was for 3, but you never know. Okay, then we're going to take some crumb cake, or oh my gosh, I can't even say the words right. Very vanilla. And we're going to stamp our big old flower on here in some crushed curry ink. Like so. And then we're going to stamp our leafy image. This is the one we used on the last card. I just cleaned it up real quick on my ink pad. We're going to stamp that in some black ink. Okay. And to do that, what I want to do is take I've got a white craft ink pad. These come uninked with a little tube of white re-inker that comes with it. And I instead am going to take and re-ink this with a black Memento re-inker. This is a technique I learned quite recently and was, I would say, flabbergasted, bamboozled as to how amazing this was. Okay, so you can see I've got a bunch of re-inker on here. So I don't know if I ever really finished my thoughts on that earlier question of how often do you re-ink your ink pads. The answer is however often they need it. So if they look like they need it, yes, re-ink. If they don't. So I would venture a guess that I probably use my ink pads more than the average stamper. I think that's probably fair to say. So I definitely would need to re-ink mine more often. But having said that, I don't re-ink them as often as you'd think. They stay pretty good. Okay, so I'm just working the ink into my ink pad. Now, I did have a little boo-boo over here, and that was because I wasn't paying close enough attention. That happens when you're in the videos sometimes. So I'm going to I've got a wet wipe. You know, wet wipes are really awesome to have on hand for situations like this. So I have my stamping wet wipes. I'm sure you guys do too. And I'm just going to soak up that extra ink right here, because otherwise that is going to cause problems down the road. It's probably going to cause problems right now, but we'll get that off of my ink pad. But there you go. I now have a Memento pad in our squishy, spongy ink pad. Now, why do I want that? Because it inks up like a dream. It really does. Okay, so it's so wonderful. So I'm going to stamp that down. The Memento pad is like a linen-y pad, and it just doesn't stamp as nice as our squishy foam. They're called firm foam pads. So anyway, that's where that came from. So I hope that answers your question. Again, I think that was from Wilma before when we were in our old live. Okay, I'll die cut these pieces. Kind of like that. Look at that. And then I also did this cute little one. This comes in the set of dies that go with the set. So I love when we have little greenery pieces we can add, even though they're going to be black, not green. I think there's just something really classy about this color combo. Okay, so speaking of, I'm going to ink up my sentiment and stamp it on this little strip of crumb cake. Look at that. This strip is like 3/4 of an inch. All right, I did just throw my thumb back in this ink pad, but we'll clean it off because I saved that I saved that wet wipe. Wet wipes to the rescue. Oh, I hate when it gets under my thumb because now, well, sometimes when I go get my nails done, I think my nail lady is probably like, "Wow, what you been into?" Because I'll come with like ink, or oh my gosh, I had paint. I got some watercolor paint in like from the tube in my under my fingernail a couple weeks ago. Or oh, oops, maybe it was more than that. But I was a mess, kind of like today. I think we need a new wet wipe. Anyway, I was kind of a mess, and she kind of just laughed. I don't think she totally understands what I do. I did give her for Christmas. She's from Vietnam, as many nail technicians are from Eastern countries, Asian countries, and she is super sweet. But I don't think she really understands what I do for a living. But she knows I do YouTube videos, but I don't think she understands it's card making. But I gave her a basket of cards for Christmas this past year, and she seemed to like them. So I don't know if she put together that I made them or not, but there you go. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So let's trim this sentiment strip to fit the sentiment. Goodness, what did I do with my trimmer? Oh, I bet I put it away. Crazy, right? Okay. So we'll just make that fit our sentiment, and this sentiment's right in our stamp set, which I love the sentiments in my stamp set. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this out, and then you can help me figure out if we need 3 strips or 4 strips for this. So is it 3 strips like this? Our sentiment's going to go right there. Our this is going to go right there, and like this. I know this is, you're like, how can I judge when you're messing with it so much? Scooch that up a little bit. Like so. Okay, so there's 3 strips. And I did die cut this. I wasn't sure if we needed it or not, but we could throw that in there. Or should I scooch and do 4? So let me know in the comments what you think. 3 or 4. Ooh, I might like 4, but it's up to you. All right, so I see 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, I'm feeling the 3 vibes from you. Everybody's saying 3. Okay. Ooh, Megan said 4. Thank you, Megan. But I feel like everybody's saying 3. Gloria, thank you. You're nice. Okay. I thought 3 until I said 4, until I saw 4. I know, right? See, you need all the information before you can make an educated decision, right? Okay. My choice. 4, but no sprig. Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I kind of like the sprig. What do you got against the sprig? Here's what's kind of cool about the sprig, in my opinion, is that it really, it kind of contrasts between the faux suede layer. You know what I mean? Okay. Am I rooting for the underdog? Well, obviously. Okay. I'm going to go with 4. All right. I think partly once we have it all laid out, it'll look a little better. So here's what I always like to do, no matter how many strips of stuff I'm doing. I like to lay them out so that I have a pretty good idea of where they go. And then I like to do the first and the last strips. And then I will center the remainder of those strips between the two, if that makes sense. So first and last, and then the centered in middle ones. That's a good way to get things as even as possible. And that looks pretty good. Pretty good. But I love all the different textures in this card. So we've got that embossing, you know, in the background. That's the granny's thing. And then we've got the faux suede, which is just beautiful. I don't know if the camera gives it enough, if you can see that or not. Okay. Then we've got the texture of the flower, which I'll just kind of curl a little because I can't help myself. And then we've got the not faux suede of the sprig, which is a little bit of a contrast on here. It's kind of fun, but we could kind of make this stand out just a little bit. And here's how we're going to do that. We're going to take just this piece right here, right now. And we're not going to color all over it, but we are going to spritz her up real good. Okay, so I'm just going to take my clear Wink Stella and spritz kind of just on this sprig. Okay, and then that part, that little touch, makes it stand out from the rest. Okay, let's bring this back. Ooh, yes. Sometimes things are even better than you thought they would be. Oh, okay, I love that. Then I've got this leafy thing in black. I thought about doing old olive too. You know, I could have. But I went with black just because it's kind of cool. And then, of course, we have our sentiment. Every thought of you makes me smile. How beautiful is this? So I'm just loving this one. Okay, so let's stick this on here. I feel like we could pop this up. And to do that, I'm going to, first off, I'm going to stick my sprig on by putting dimensionals on here. And then you can see I'm kind of putting my dimensionals in places to ensure that they stick to both the background of the card and the strip of everything. Okay, so we've got that on there like so. And then we'll just slip this underneath. So let me throw a glue dot under here. And this can go right underneath there. Voila. And then every thought of you makes me smile. I'll put a little bit of snail on one end and then a couple of dimensionals on the other to hold that in place. Just trying to get the spacing out. I love the sentiment though. So pretty. Okay, then let's take some of these dots and put them on here. Yeah, I don't like that. Do you ever stick a dot down and you're like, nope, that was not right. There we go. Obviously I do. Okay, oh, that is a weird spot for that dot too. Okay, sticking that one right there. All right. Oh, pretty. Okay, let's put something on the inside of this card. Okay, so I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 vanilla, and I wanted to stamp some flowers, and I feel like this cute little one is perfect for this. So let's grab our crushed curry, and I just want to add a few of these in here, like so. And then we're going to take and this little sort of a smaller leaf. We'll grab our black memento once again. Now I just re-inked, I just added more ink to my black memento and it's kind of juicy, but so we'll just stamp a few of those in here. Really light, just to add a little bit of coordination, like so. Oh, I love it. Sorry, my camera's in a different position because of my phone goofy. with that whole horizontal business. Let's say here. Adhesive just sitting right next to me. Okay. And this is glorious. There we go. Oh, I love this card so much. So I hope you love it too. I know I did my own thing. I love adding a little bit of speckle to this, and I can add some more speckle, but I really wanted to get, you know, extra on just this part. So I think that's pretty cool. And a little extra there. We can put a little on the inside. So there we go. All right, that's our second card. Goodness. Then our third card today is, where is my stuff for this? Is one, and I need your help. This is what I need you to vote on. Now, I don't want you to vote yet. I want you to have all the information and then you can vote. All right, so we're going to do a pretty little color combination. Once again, I need to clean up a little bit. And I think that color combination is going to be Berry Burst, Flirty Flamingo, and Calypso Coral. But we might just throw a little crushed curry in there if necessary. And then here is my problem, you guys, and maybe you understand. I think I'm going to go with Old Olive. I miss, what was the color? Not certainly celery. Oh, why can't I think of it? The green, that Pear Pizzazz. There we go. I miss Pear Pizzazz. Pear Pizzazz would be perfect for this. But I feel like this is too light and this is too bright. But I don't really have another option because I don't think this is too earthy. I don't know. Maybe this would work. But I don't like Old Olive that much. The struggle is real, friends. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to stamp some flowers with these colors and some leaves, and then we're going to decide what we put on our card in terms of a key piece, but I'm not going to show you the key piece until it's time. So I'm going to start with my scrap. Oh, wait, this is not my scrap. This is my scrap. Now, these ones I have not pre-die cut because, well, I ran out of time. All right, so I've got Berry Burst. Then I've got Flirty Flamingo. And then I've got Calypso Coral. Ooh, that looks terrible. That is what happens when your ink pad is too juicy. It puts all those little dots on there, which is not what you want. So let's fix that. Let's see. I need a clean spoon. That I just wiped the ink that was on there with on my chamois, and that cleaned it up pretty good. Okay, so look at, I'm working the ink into the pad. All right, now important, because I got all the ink in there, I got to clean it. Okay, my chamois is really wet, so I'm kind of wiping it off on my skin. Okay, and now we'll stamp this, and I already know it's going to be 100 times better. Do you see the difference? That's what it's supposed to look. This is what it looks like when your ink pad is too juicy. So if it's too juicy, just take a spoon and work the ink into your pad. I got these spoons at like Target, and it was like three spoons for like $2 or $3. They were really inexpensive. So check that out. And I know they have them because I just took Carl there and I got him a set of 3 spoons for college to have in his dorm room. So there you go. Okay. You know what, Trish? Here's why you have lots of juicy ink pads. They're stored with the pad upside down when you close it. So all the ink sinks to the surface of the ink pad in storage. And that's why they get like that. It's actually by design to keep your ink pads juicy. And so what I love about working the ink back into the pad is you don't waste the ink. You just work it into the pad so it's not right on the surface. It stamps better, and then you're good to go. So that is kind of the beauty of that little technique, is that it fixes any of those issues that you might have. So there you go. All right. So I'm going to take my dies and run these through my machine. I definitely like using Post-it notes to hold them in place, because when they move, it makes me crazy. I don't like when they move when I'm die cutting them. Okay, you can also use washi tape or whatever, but I like Post-its. They're just quick and easy. I can reuse them. And then I need the die for this. Okay. Oops, I think that's upside down. There we go. All right. So then, let me run this through my machine quick, and we'll put our card together, and then you can vote on the important piece of this whole thing. Oh, I love that. Okay, so here's the important question. Our card base is probably going to be berry burst. And then I've embossed a panel of white with, this is the Distress Tile embossing folder. But I want to add to it a frame. So do I want that frame to be black? And don't vote. Let me give you all the information that you need to make an educated decision. And by the way, if I use black, I'm going to put all these flowers on here with black centers. Okay. And then I could add to it a black sprig, like so. Okay. Or, and I feel like I need some green in here. Or I could do a, ooh, where'd it go? Well, this might be moot if I can't find the other version. Oh, here. Or a white frame on here. Okay, with a white sprig, and then we could heat emboss the sentiment on a black piece of paper in white powder. You know how I like to do that. Okay, so do you want white or black? You decide. You let me know. And we can always, either way, we could add, while you're voting, I could die cut this green piece, because we stamped that earlier. That was out of Granny Apple Green. Because I do think a little green would balance this out nicely. And when this dries, it actually looks not half bad. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to die cut this, and then I'll look at the results, and then we'll finish up our card. Ooh, that does help. Okay. Black, 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 black. I think the answer is black. I don't think a single person voted for white. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, Yvonne. I love it. And Sherry said I could flick black speckles. Well, you know what, Sherry? I sure could. I like how you think. Okay, so let's put this color together. I should say, do we like Berry Burst for the card base? I do. I think it looks good. So I'm going to go with it. So there we go. No more voting on stuff. All right, so let's fold this up like so. I'm going to adhere this on here like that. And then I've got a wild hair in me. I feel like we should pop up this business right here. So to do that, I'm going to take some foam adhesive strips and I'm just going to cut a couple of these little, these, I shouldn't say foam adhesive strips. These are foam adhesive sheets. They are wider than the strips by quite a bit, or it's a whole sheet, and then I can cut them wider than what the strips would be. Ooh, I might not have cut them. I might have cut them too wide, but you can still kind of customize them to whatever you need. Also, I think foam adhesive strips are really thick. They're made for shaker cards, which actually you could even make this a shaker card if you wanted, but I don't think we need to. Though we sure could. But we're not going to because I don't have shaker. I don't have the stuff for a shaker card ready. Okay, but I can rock this frame being popped up with my foam adhesive sheets. Okay. Because I think when there's a little distance, it's good. Now, in case you're wondering how I made the frame, I die cut 2 deckled rectangles together at the same time, and I skipped one of the sizes in between, if that makes sense. So this is like the second to largest and fourth to largest. Ran them through together. You can use Post-its or whatever to run them through together so that they stay, you know, so they don't get like all cockeyed or anything like that. So that's how I did that. And of course, if you order this, you'll get one of these rectangles in your little kit because I'm kind of awesome like that, right? All right, let's take a couple of dimensionals and stick them on here like so. Now I want this kind of sticking out like that. And I'm going to throw this under here like that to just add a little greenery. And like so. Oh, but wait. We're going to stamp some black centers to really pop and coordinate with the whole thing we've got going on here. So this is a center. Oh. And let me see. This one, I think this is too big of a center. We're not going to use that. Where did my other center go? I do kind of have stamps like all over the place. All right, cleaned this one up. And we'll stamp that right there. And then this one is kind of built for this one right here, and we'll stamp it right there. Okay, so now that looks good. Oh, sorry, that was out of the frame. There we go. We'll pop this up like that, right there. And I think I'm going to stick this one right in there. And you could even add more flowers in here if you want. You know, you can kind of do whatever. But I really like the look of this. I just think it's so pretty. Voila. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, then what we want to do is take a black marker, as someone suggested. Black marker, and we're going to spritz this. Oh. Okay, you might not see it, but let me bring it closer. And there we go. I just flicked the marker to the ink pad, and yes, that's going to wear out your marker, but you can buy a black pad by itself, so it's okay, or a black marker by itself. All right, so then I spritzed it with my clear Wink of Stella, because I mean, why wouldn't you? All right, and then we need to do our sentiment, which I just have a scrap of basic white, and I'm going to stamp this. Because we did the black frame, I'm not going to do the black embossing, but I will stamp this in black ink on my black paper. Ooh, that's crooked. We're going to try that again. With a grateful heart, straight, not crooked. Oh, much better. Okay, and I'm going to trim that. Goodness, I put my trimmer away again. Now, I like using my trimmer for stuff like this because I feel like I get a more squared off piece than if I were to use my snips, you know? And then I'm going to pop, oh, it's just, I'm going to have to snip. I know what I just said. I know. But I need this to be a teensy bit smaller. No, really, you should use your trimmer. I still believe that. Well, we're just going to stick it in there like that. Okay, so pretty. All right, and then last but not least, well, second to last and second to not least, oh, we are going to put some of these little dots in here. If you wanted, you could even color these with like your Berry Burst blends. Oh, need some new tacky coming out. There we go. And color them to match the Berry Burst if you want. And then on our little piece of basic white cardstock, we can take and stamp that is not stamped very well. So I got a little smudge on here, and here I'm just going to grab a new piece because we want this beautiful card to look beautiful on the inside as well. But I do also want to stamp it on my Pierce mat because you get a much better impression on a big photopolymer stamp like this. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it right there. And I'm going to do my other colors, which were Calypso Coral and Flirty Flamingo. And there's my little one. And then, because I'm kind of awesome, oh, I like to think so anyway, I'm going to clean my leafy stamp and add some leaves. That just kind of fits on there. And then we could even use a little grainy apple, or no, lemon lime twist. Oh, this is black too. Let's clean that. Lemon lime twist, just to kind of fill it in. And there we go, with a grateful heart. I just think that's so pretty. All right, before I get any more ink on this thing, my goodness, my hands are still dirty. It's been a rough day. There we go. 3 glorious cards done today with lots of ink pads all over the place. Let's get rid of these. Ooh. And I'll bring out all my cards. And holy majoli, did I make a mess in here. All right, so again, you can get a little card kit for these 3 fabulous cards. You can also participate in our card challenge. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. I hope you had so much fun stamping with me today. Thank you for being patient with me while we dealt with our little horizontal issue. And I am just so grateful for all of you guys. Thank you so much for stamping with me. I will be right back here next week. And don't forget to get registered for either the Changing Leaves online class, which comes out later this month, or the Watercolor Happy course, which is happening each week all this month. And by the way, it is like International Watercolor Month in July. Who knew? Actually, I just found out. So I'm kind of excited about that. I am going to go play with some more watercolor flowers tonight. That's what I'm going to do after I have a little dinner with my fam, and I hope you guys have just the best week. Thank you so much for being with me, and we'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.